All right, Brian and I with Hearts for the Lost here in Tullahoma, Tennessee at the Open Air Theology with Claude Ramsey. Man, if you have a chance online, listen to that teaching, preaching that you did, brother. You brought it, man. Praise the Lord. I have a question for you. We're talking about evangelism, and we're talking about hitting the streets or just sharing their faith in the public square, wherever the person might be, whether it be at a neighborhood, at a coffee shop, or wherever. I just want, if you could encourage someone to share their faith biblically, get out, do it, share the gospel, how would you share that?
I would start, Brian, by saying this, that you don't have to have a public platform to share the gospel. That your life is the platform in which you should share the gospel from. That you should take advantage of every opportunity. And the opportunities are plenteous. I mean, if you, like for me, on my job, every customer, I work at Home Depot, by the way, so every customer that comes in, you look for opportunities, for open doors, right? That's what the Apostle Paul prayed for, right? For doors of opportunity to be open. So I would encourage young men, young women alike, boys and girls alike, at school, at home, don't shirk your responsibilities, like on your job or at school, and don't take advantage of time that shouldn't be utilized otherwise. But when the opportunity arises, just take that moment to have those gospel conversations, I used that term earlier, and I'm sure you all do too, because the gospel conversations are what changes people's lives, because that's the down and the dirty, right? And the thing about the gospel, Brian, is it's not glamorous.
Right.
It's probably the most unglamorous thing there is, but how readily are the opportunities available? They are numerous. So it would just be simply this: be aware, be alert, be on the lookout for an opportunity. I was talking to somebody earlier, if somebody's living and breathing, there you go. They're a prime candidate for the gospel.
Awesome. One more question. So sometimes within our walls, we tell someone, hey, I'm an evangelist or I'm a street preacher or whatever. Sometimes you get that, oh, you're one of those. So how would you, and there's also the question, is street preaching or street evangelism really that effective? How would you answer that question to someone that says, is going out to the street, and is that effective?
So you're saying they're coming up in the church?
In the church.
We're talking about a church member, local church member, and I'm a pastor.
Yes.
I would, and the question was, I'm sorry.
Question. So sometimes I get it personally. Is street preaching that effective? Right? Shouldn't we do more relations, build a relationship with someone? Is really getting in their face or asking them questions out in the street, is it that effective? And I get that question more often than you would think.
Well, I would say this: the gospel is always effective, no matter what. But to the one who, as a pastor, I would say this, that pastoring someone who is a street preacher, street evangelist, I think it's part of what should be built in to the theology that's taught within the congregation. The elders and the pastor's responsibility is to teach the congregation sound theology. So when sound theology, sound biblical doctrine is taught, there's an understanding like what Keith preached, right? The radical depravity of man. There's the high holy majesty of God. There's the necessity of regeneration, which comes by the proclamation of the gospel and the hearing of the gospel.
Right.
So how shall they hear if they've not been sent? Right.
Right.
That's the. I mean, it's just basic brass tack stuff. But I think that bridge should be always gapped by the pastor, by the elders, and with the members of the congregation.
And I should have qualified. If the man is biblically qualified to preach,
yes,
right? If he's sent and equipped by a church, right, and by a body, and 3, if he's not living in sin, right,
yes,
and not
exactly.
in, right. So there should be some 3 qualifications I didn't set out. But if they are qualified and they're sent from a church and not walking in unrepentant sin, then I agree with you. The word will not come back void. We're proclaiming the gospel and letting, and who's to say what is effective, right? Because the 2 people we go after in the street, the one that will never set foot in a church, or be the one that set their foot in the wrong church, wrong gospel.
That's right.
Right. So those are the 2 we're really going after out in the street. So thank you so much, bro, for helping us out. God bless, man.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right.